Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Legal Clinic with me, Ijaz Ali. Um, you're listening to Ramadan Radio Wolverhampton. This will be my last show for this Ramadan. Um, that's that'll be completing, I think, 6 years now. Um, so today, as I mentioned last week, I will be talking about franchises and the law. Um, So I'm joined by a special guest of mine, Gurcharan Singh Gill, a successful entrepreneur. He owns a couple of Subway franchises. So we'll be talking to him and we'll be asking him many questions in relation to franchises and also how he ended up owning a franchise, first one, second one, etc. Um, and where he started from and where he is today and what his plans are for the future. So, Gurcharan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. You're welcome, and thanks for taking up my request.
No
Um,
problem.
so let's let's start with what's your background?
Well, I came from India for my education.
Okay,
Um, I did my graduation in business management and administration.
business management
Yeah,
administration. Okay,
both my parents are doctors.
okay,
They wanted me to go into the medical line.
okay.
I had no interest in that. I was studying pharmacy
Uh huh.
back in India,
Uh huh.
but then obviously I had no interest in that. And I'm sort of person, being a doctor, what are you gonna pray? Private doctor, you want everyone to be ill,
Right.
right?
You want everyone to be ill.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No. So you've
That's why I never wanted to go to that line. To avoid that, I had only option to go abroad and study.
Well, you say that what would you want everyone to be ill, because that's your line, but at the same time, I was speaking to a doctor last night. In fact, I had a friend of mine. He came round to the house quite late, and we were having a discussion, and he was saying quite the opposite. He's saying in helping those people, he finds it rewarding, and
But medical system is totally different in
y-
our countries and in here.
yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
opinion
So
might have been
you're from Punjab in India, yes?
yes.
Yeah. So,
My opinion might would have been different if
mhm.
I would have been in this country.
Okay.
Obviously, in India, it's all private,
Yeah.
and doctors do mislead people.
Mm.
Um, price of the medicines are so high, and they comes on so cheap rate to the doctors.
I don't know how things are in India, but in Pakistan, I know that for one thing that as soon as you go into hospital,
Mhm.
the first thing they do is glucose, glucose injection.
Yes, yes,
It's all a money making scheme, really.
yes,
Regardless of what you've gone in for, first injection is glucose or
yes.
drip
Drip,
glucose.
glucose drip injection.
So yeah, maybe it's similar in India.
Yeah. So yeah, in my student life, I started working for Subway
Okay.
as part-time job.
So while you were studying your
Yeah.
business management course here,
Yes.
degree
So
here.
yeah.
Okay.
So obviously I was studying, and then I was
Which
working in
which
Subway.
university did you go to?
UCB, University College of Birmingham.
Okay. Okay.
And then obviously I was working in Dudley High Street,
Oh yeah.
Subway.
Yes. Yes.
And after that, I got married, got into the family, was working for a SIM card company. But every time, whenever I needed extra money,
Yeah.
I was going back to Subway and working there.
Okay.
And now we're
How many
live
years ago was this?
in 2014, 2015,
Okay, 2014. So when did you come to the UK?
2010.
So you've only been in the country for 15 years.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you've been in the country for 15 years. You did your law degree. Sorry, not law degree. I'm talking about myself here.
Yeah.
Right. So you did your business management degree here,
Yeah.
and then so things grew from there.
Yes.
So you got married,
Yeah.
children,
Yeah.
etc.
Got one kid,
Okay.
boy.
Okay.
And then yeah, I never realized when it became full time for me.
Mhm.
And then the previous franchise he called me one of the day. I wasn't at work. He called me because I want to sell it if you're interested.
The previous, so your the first.
My
So you have two in
two,
Wolverhampton, yes?
yeah, I got two in Wolverhampton. I was working in Penn.
Pen, okay.
I was managing that store. So I had a good relationship with the boss,
Yes.
Amo. I
Okay.
used to look after the shop as it's my own.
Right.
And then one of the day he called me because he wants to sell it.
Uh huh.
And I was like, okay, okay, I'm interested then.
Okay.
And I had one of my house, which was on rent. I sold that off to buy the store. And I've been doing that since I was student. So that's the one thing I knew very well,
Mm-hmm.
how to do it. And this is how the process started.
Well, I suppose you had, were you managing the store for him before?
Yes.
So you knew how the running,
Yeah, I
how
knew
to
the-
run
yeah,
the
I
show
knew the-
basically.
I knew the customers. I knew everyone there.
Okay. Okay. So you knew A to Z
Yeah.
how to run that show.
Yes.
Okay. So then, well, were you not nervous?
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no.
No. Going into business, for the first time.
Well, from very early age, I knew that I'm going to do something of my own.
Yeah.
I was excited,
Mm.
but wasn't nervous.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and I would suggest everyone, if you want to go to business, go to something which you can do on your own.
Yeah.
If
Mm.
it's like doing something small, something which you can handle, which you know very well, just don't go because someone else is making money there. Someone else might have been making money on something which
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah. Mm.
Everything is not for everyone.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Not everyone can do. I'll give you an example. I came across one lad only recently. He academically, I've been told he's got a first class degree,
Mhm.
right? In practice, I wouldn't employ him.
There you
No, I wouldn't employ him, and no way would I employ. In fact, I've come across two lads at the same time, roughly,
go. Mhm.
and one with a 2-2,
Mhm.
one with a first. The lad with the 2-2, I would employ, but the lad with the first, no. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's got no life skills, right? No, can't talk to people. Takes him time to understand. And to be fair, I'd find it difficult to understand how he's got this first.
Sometimes people are good with theory. They don't have no knowledge about the
But I've
practical
challenged
life.
him on theory stuff as well, and it's taken him ages to do something and then get it wrong. So I don't know.
That's
I've
the
asked him to go and do
difference.
research,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and still, I don't know. But that's a so I'm digressing to a different thing. But yeah, the point I was trying to make is you're right
Yeah.
in that. Do something that you'll be good at,
Yeah.
or do something that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about something, you're likely to do good at it.
If you enjoy your
If
work,
you
you'll
enjoy
definitely-
what you do, you're likely to do that well. So you hit the nail on the head as far as I'm concerned. I too believe the same thing. If I go back to what I know is supposed to be about you, but if I go back to myself, when I was being interviewed for a trainee position,
Mhm.
my employer at the time, who I'm still in touch with, in fact, he's even today he's messaged me and sent me work, right? My employer at the time said to me, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I was very cheeky.
Yeah.
I said, "In your seat."
That should be the goal.
Right. So he liked that. He liked the answer. He liked the answer. And would you believe when I qualified with him. So as soon as I qualified, he took me into the room and said, "Would you like a partnership?"
There you go.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
the passion.
I turned him down. I turned him down. That was down south, and I wanted to move back up north. My family were up here. So I turned him down. And I also said to him, "Look, I can work for you. I can't work with you."
Yeah,
Well, you know,
fair enough.
you
Yeah,
understand people. After a few
exactly.
years,
You
you'll
understand
understand
some
people.
people. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I knew that I wouldn't be able to, because if I came in on level terms,
Mm-hmm.
I'd want things changed in a
Mm.
certain way. He
Yeah,
stuck to his ways.
yeah,
So, you know, there'd be clashes.
yeah.
So partnerships, you know, if there's partnerships, these things happen. So whenever there's a partnership, one must have a partnership agreement in place, because you'll otherwise there's a large or a huge chance of it going wrong.
Wow.
Did you
From
ever?
there,
Have you
yeah,
ever?
yeah.
Go,
I got my business partner with me in
okay,
our business, and obviously we're expanding into different things as well.
okay,
We got good understanding. It's been 4 years,
mm-hmm.
no arguments, no
Okay,
clash.
okay.
Uh,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Is your business partner your wife?
No, 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 no.
'Cause that's the only time
He's
you won't argue.
he's a good friend of mine. In fact, he's my best mate. We have been working with each other since 2013.
Okay, can you move this slightly closer to you? Yeah,
Is
thank
that
you.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been working together since 2013.
Okay.
And then obviously in between, I went to
So your
my
business
way.
partner was working in Subway as well at the time?
Yes,
Okay.
with me.
Okay.
And then obviously then he went his way, I went my way. He
Uh-huh.
did his degree in mechanical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the chance came in, I contacted him. He was happy to go ahead with it. And
Okay.
then obviously we are working together now.
Mm.
So, it's,
So
I know him longer than than my wife.
okay. Yeah. So why did you decide? You know, you said you always wanted to do your own thing.
Yeah.
Why? What made you think that I do not want to work for someone in the long term? I want to do my own business.
Well, it varies from person to person.
Mm.
I have always interest in the business.
Mm-hmm.
So working for someone else doesn't give you flexibility, and you can't plan big.
That's
You
true.
always got certain amount of money coming in.
Yeah.
In business, you can put more effort on, you can make more money.
Yeah. You're right.
You can deploy your ideas. You can recruit people to make money for you,
Yeah.
and then you pay them from that money.
Yeah. So
It's
I
all about
totally.
making money.
Yeah. End of
Why
the
to
day.
make it for someone else? Why not to
End
make
of the
it for
day,
yourself?
people go into business to make money.
Yeah.
I was having a similar conversation with my son. He's only 14.
Mhm.
I asked him, son, look, you're going into is in year 10 now.
Mhm.
I said, you need to start thinking what you want to do in life.
Mhm.
What do you want to become? You know, doctor, engineer. You know, all the desi norms. You
Yes.
know, put sada vakil banunga, doctor banunga. He says, I'm not becoming a vakil, dad. He goes, no, I don't like your job. Right? So I said, what do you want to do? He says, make money.
That's it. That's it.
So his answer wasn't any profession. His answer was make money. And I was thinking, I've been spending, I don't know how many thousand every year on your private education. And all you're saying is you want to go into business. So get some kind of education as well.
Obviously,
Yeah.
you need education. Education is the key.
Education helps.
Yes.
But you'll see that all the, is that your phone with it? Okay. You'll notice that a lot of the multimillionaires, billionaires, they probably don't have an education.
It's not that. They still do read. They still do study.
Yes.
It's not
They don't have a formal education.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, one should be. This is the problem with Apne people. A lot of Apne people don't like to read.
Mm.
They don't give their kids that habit to read.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
I read anytime I get a chance. Even if I get makeup magazine, I'll start reading that.
Okay.
Why not? What's wrong with the reading?
So knowledge, they say knowledge is
Yeah.
power.
Exactly.
So any type of knowledge,
Yeah.
you
Even in my phone,
the
you'll
brain's
see
a
about
sponge.
15, 20 PDF books right now.
Okay.
If you check my phone now, so I got PDF books in my phone. I watch documentaries.
Okay.
I go on YouTube. I watch all history documentaries. I do read physical books. I got some books at home.
Mm.
Um, if I get a chance, I do borrow book from the library
Library.
as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
It's been years now since I've done that because in my student life I had more time.
Yeah.
But now I try to read more from my phone. I just download PDF book
Okay.
or audiobooks. That
Yeah.
helps a lot these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Whilst you're on the go, you can just play it in the background.
exactly.
Mm. Mm. No, I like what you say. Um, I'll be honest. I was never one to read. I read when someone pays me.
No, some of the things are for your own sake.
Yeah, yeah, of course. For your personal development.
Yes.
Yeah, for personal development. So yeah, for that I would read.
Yeah.
But no, and the habit of reading is a great habit. One that again I'd have to give the credit to my wife because it's not me. My children, ever since they were babies,
Hmm.
every evening first she was reading to them, or she was getting me to read to them, and then slowly they were reading themselves. So even now, when they go to bed, they take a book with them. So they still read. Each one of them still reads. So yeah, and obviously they learn more from whatever they read.
I was reading about a person back in India. He went into really bad company. Uh, he had like all police cases, FIRs, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But then good habit about him was reading,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's a reporter.
Okay.
Came
Yeah.
all the way back from there.
Yeah.
That was the reading
Yeah.
helped him.
Yeah.
Then he start writing in newspapers,
Mm-hmm.
and he is like a reputed reporter now.
Okay. So it's changed his life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Even if sometimes you do lose your path, you go into bad company and all that. If you got the knowledge, you can judge what's right, what's wrong. You
Mhm.
always can come back.
Yeah. Well, that's some good advice there. Um, so that's how you started out. Then, so when you agreed to take over the first one,
Hmm.
did you know what legalities? So you know.
So obviously, when I made deal with him,
Mm-hmm.
then the subway part comes in.
Yes.
So I was invited by subway head office
Mm-hmm.
to go there to take normal English maths exam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, it's like GCSE type exam.
Oh, they
Yeah,
ask you to do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then obviously I did that, and then same day in the evening they texted me that it's all clear. It's go ahead from us for the course. Then it's 2 weeks course.
Okay.
1 week is all online classes. Well, before it was used to be the live classes, but it's
Yeah,
was
since
online.
COVID.
Yeah, when I did it was all online,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 week was in-store training.
Okay.
But in-store training, you know, I knew pretty much everything, so
Yeah,
that was easy.
you'd been doing that
Yeah,
anyway.
it was easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I completed my course, then there was an exam
Okay.
they took. I think it was an hour or 90 minutes exam, something like that.
Well, so it's quite serious business
Yeah,
then.
it is. It
You
is
know,
because
you would have thought that you'd just sign the agreements and
no,
there
no,
you
no.
go.
Thing is, if I fails,
It's their reputation.
their reputation. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they want to make sure they get the right people on the board.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's not a matter of just okay handing out franchises for a bit of
Plus,
money.
franchisee got a good point that you already got the setup customer base, you got the people behind you to help you. On a bad point, if one franchisee do something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
affect all.
Yeah.
In 2008, there was one food chain. I wouldn't name it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Someone posted a video on social media,
Mm-hmm.
rats in the food chain and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It took them 10 years to recover.
10 years. Wow.
Then COVID came in and then everyone recovered. Basically, COVID helped them.
Mm.
They couldn't reach to the sale which they were doing in 2008 on the day before the video was posted till 2018.
Wow. I'm surprised they stayed in business for that long then.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So yeah, this is one thing, but this is why they always very serious about it, the people they take on board.
So, what type of legal agreements did they, did you have to sign or get involved in?
So it's basically 10 years franchise agreement.
Franchise agreement, yeah.
Yeah, where well they automatically renew it in 10
Every
years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then obviously there are legal bindings that we won't be using any food from outside.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
their vendor
Yeah.
will be supplying that. Uh, like even our card machines.
They come
Are,
through them.
yeah,
Okay. So you
obviously
can't.
because they do deal on bulk,
Right.
we
So.
get better deal anyways.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Plus, it's all integrated with their POS.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't want anything to go under the table
Mm.
because people do things to dodge the tax man, but
Yeah.
before tax man is third party now in between there
Mm.
because they got certain percentage of every pound I make,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
so they keep a very sharp eye.
On
And-
on the
yeah.
incomings and
Yes.
outgoings.
Yes, and on the good side is because they are in between there, never have to worry about HMRC
Mm.
because I know I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's for everyone, like every franchisee,
Mm-hmm.
and even HMRC knows that.
Yeah.
So that's the good side of that. And yeah, then obviously we get the valuations every quarter where a third party company comes in.
Mm-hmm.
They check all the procedures we taking place in the store,
Mm-hmm.
how we serving the customers, if our food is okay, if anything is not in date. Very deeply, they spend around 2 hours in a store
Mm.
in each restaurant.
Well, I remember seeing that actually. I walked into a Subway's. This is going back 6 months ago,
Hmm.
and there were a couple of guys standing in the back in suits and stuff, and then one of the women working there, she went up to the other workers. She's saying, "Oh, how do you?" She was asking them to see if they know. How do you check the temperature on such and such? The first person she asked, it was I think it was a Pakistani lad.
Hmm.
He said, "I don't know. Ask her." She went
Might
to
be
her.
sometime part timer or someone. Who's
Yeah,
stuck
so
in
she
the-
went to her and she said, "I don't know. Ask him." That was over in Stoke somewhere.
Yeah, but yeah, some people do get nervous,
Yeah.
but I think that's something which is fabulous. It's good because of them. Even staff follow the procedures.
Mm.
Everything is in place.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry much.
Okay. So you've mentioned franchise agreement. I suppose the premises is leased as well.
Yes.
Is that separate, or does Subway deal with that?
You can have the lease on your own name as well, or
Okay.
you can have this lease through the Subway.
Okay.
But it is always they take the consent from you.
Okay.
If you're happy to pay this much rent,
Mm-hmm.
like if rent review comes in, you're not happy,
Yeah.
you're free to challenge.
Okay.
So they are quite helpful.
Okay. Okay. I suppose do they have a legal department that helps
they,
you?
They have, but then on the same time they do give you freedom to choose anyone privately.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So there'll be the franchise agreement, the leasing, and any other contracts, or is it everything else is through Subway?
Everything else is through Subway.
Okay. So it's just a lease.
Even if you want to get your
Utilities, I suppose.
Yeah, Subway has agreement with another company, which do help you. But then
Okay.
obviously you're always free to get the cheapest tariff if you can get from outside.
Okay.
But yes, there are things in place
Mhm.
which are always helpful.
Okay. Well, can you explain a few details about the franchise agreement? What does the franchising agreement have in it? What does it entail? What does it cover?
Basically, they don't want their reputation to go down.
Yeah.
They don't want a franchisee to do something below the standards, their standards, like or salad and stuff. We have to buy from only our own vendor.
Uh-huh.
We can't just go across the road and buy it from somewhere. But On positive note,
Mm-hmm.
if food poisoning case comes in,
Yeah.
then it's nothing to do with us. It's direct between Subway and the customer now because we bought everything through them. Uh, and then obviously we have to do some courses. All our staff has to do some courses.
Okay.
It is my responsibility to make sure they do complete all the courses,
Mm-hmm.
like for allergens,
Mm-hmm.
um, for anything new comes in,
Mm-hmm.
how to make that, how to do that, um,
Health and safety.
health and safety, report the sales and everything right,
Mm-hmm.
not to undercut on something.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Hygiene.
follow for hygiene, follow all the legal procedures. Uh, if any complaint comes in, uh, obviously on same time we have to comply with the council as well, local council as well.
Okay.
But then for us complying with the local council is very easy because Subway's a bit more strict than the council. They try so that it makes easy for the franchise because whatever or Subway's reports they are internal.
Mm-hmm.
Council reports are visible to everyone.
Yeah.
So this is why you'll see most of the franchises always get 5 stars
Yeah.
because their own internal checks are
At a higher level
higher level or be
than
more strict.
than what the council
Council,
or
yes.
environmental health would be would
Yes.
hold their stars by.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and that's why I think whenever you walk into a Subway, majority of the ones I've been to, have been like quite spotless,
Yes.
clean and spotless.
So obviously we get all
It's
the
not like
cleaning
the
products
desi
and everything.
takeaways.
Yes. So obviously we get all the cleaning products, high standard ones from through Subway,
Okay,
and then we do get it on good price
okay,
because obviously Subway do deal with them on big scale.
okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. I'm sure that, other franchises. In the city, there's quite a few. I was looking to get one or two of them in as well today, but I suppose I probably approached them too late. Um, or they probably thought when I was calling them, they probably thought he's trying to get some money for some charity or something, seeing as it's Ramadan. So they decided not to answer my calls. But anyway, because there's quite a few franchises in the
Yes.
city. Quite a few Asian people are now jumping onto franchises
Franchise.
because previously, everyone wanted when they wanted their own business, they wanted to start up their own. Now, people are having more. They
It's a safe pathway to the success. You gotta-
safer, I suppose.
Yeah.
So because the reputation is already there.
Yes.
So you've got your Subways, you've got the Chaiwala, you've got Pepe's, you've got Peppers, you got. I'm just going through everything in Wolverhampton now.
Domino's,
Domino's, Mackey's, and all that.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of those are desi owned
yes.
locally, at least. I know quite a few. Even Tim Hortons and what have you.
Yes.
It's all desi owned.
Yeah.
So hats off to them. They're working hard,
Yeah.
and they're achieving what they're setting out to achieve. As I said previously, I'm not sure how the Indian Punjabis their mindset was, but the Pakistani Punjabis, being one myself, would normally be, let's say, I'd set my own up. Why should I pay someone else, right? That's how they were thinking. So so you'll see all these restaurants popping up with their own names. My own father has one, so it's leased out. But we've got restaurants, pizza shops, and stuff like that. They're all leased out, but they're all individual as sole trader businesses. So as opposed to
It's hard to grow when you're doing on your own.
yeah.
You always have to be there. Here you're part of a system.
Yeah.
If you follow the system properly, no one can nick anything from you. Even a single cup of drink that has to go through the system. It teaches you a lot. So if in long term you want to do something of your own, go for a franchise first. You learn a lot.
If you want to go into this type of business,
Yes.
well, I suppose there's franchises for all sorts of businesses. There's websites that you can go on to specifically for franchises.
Yes.
I've seen some where all types of businesses, tech businesses, food, wholesale businesses.
Yes.
So there's a lot of businesses that are offering franchises.
franchise.
Some from, you can invest virtually nothing,
Yeah.
but others. Sorry, 1 second.
No problem.
Um, so yeah, some where you wouldn't have to invest much into the business to get to take over a franchise, but I suppose those are the newer ones.
Yes.
So sometimes it's worth that gamble. But at the same time,
I wouldn't say that.
no,
No.
you would rather go for a brand that's already established.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I'll set up my own if I'm gambling.
Yeah. Well, there's I'll mention a name which is known to, I think, a lot of the listeners here, Rusty's. They, I believe, are expanding now. They had their one over in Penfields Way. Now they've started on in Blockswich. And the last time I spoke to one of the owners, I played football with him. So he was mentioning that they're going down the franchise route, because they've developed a little name for themselves locally.
Yeah.
So now they want to pursue that further and
yes.
make it into a household name. So yeah, there is that option too, but then you would have to put a graft in initially, whereas when it's as established one, you probably don't.
Obviously, they do marketing for you. They help you. There are
Yeah.
people who got a lot more experience than you to help you.
Right, we've got 30 odd seconds before we go to a break. So, guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. And my guest, Gurcharan, is giving his pearls of wisdom, and it showing us that we can all do well in business if we've got the willpower to do so. If anyone wants to ask him or myself any questions, please feel free to call the studio on 01902 972 150, or you can WhatsApp us, and I'll give you the WhatsApp number after the break. Thank you. Now 6 minutes break.
Okay.
We have adverts on.
They're going to make money as well.
Of course. It's all, it's got to pay for the licenses.
Yes.
For the radio. So it's live on the radio.
Mhm.
It's live on Facebook.
Mhm.
I'm live on TikTok.
Okay.
So there you go. So we're live on TikTok as well,
Mhm.
and it's live on YouTube as well.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But it's been good.
Thank you.
It's been good so far. That gives the taste. Right? Desi takeaways that gives the taste, mate. Yeah, I think that's one of my my cousin from Amsterdam is messaging on there.
Okay.
In fact,
I checked your Facebook
Did you?
page when I was outside. 11K followers you have,
Have I?
and 11K.
Me?
No, on the
Oh,
radio
radio,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. And then one of my ex-employer was there as well.
Who was that?
Mr. Singh. He was used to on the Dudley High Street subway.
Okay.
Yeah. So he has moved to the Canada now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. We're still in touch though.
What's his first name?
Stinder Paul.
I know another guy who he was actually a doctor, but he's moved to Canada as well.
He had Rupee restaurant, Red Fort.
Right. Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah, Redford. It was before the Turkish guy came in.
Yes. I worked for him in Redford as well on the bar.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been there a few times. Okay.
Thing is, I never left any of my employer on the bad terms. I'm in touch with most of them
Well,
still.
same here. Look, as I said, my
Yeah.
the guy I trained with back in 2008.
Mhm.
You know, we've not spoken for the last 6 7 years,
Mhm.
but he messaged me randomly and said, "Can you give me a call?" He's got some work which he's changed his line of work.
Yeah, okay,
So he said, "Right, I've got this. Do you want it?"
okay.
I was fine. So
So,
I mean, he's worked with so many lawyers over that time. He's trained so many,
yes.
but then remembers me from I'm saying how long ago? 2008. So
2008,
what,
yeah.
16, 17 years.
17 years, yes.
So I ended with him in 2010. So yeah, still 15 years.
Yeah.
So 15 years later, he's still and this is down south. I must have left some impression. In fact, the day I left,
Mhm.
I was handing him the key back,
Mhm.
and apna and does the apna dialogues.
Yeah.
Right. So he goes. I said to him, he go, here's the key. He goes, name Alexa, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੱਖ ਲਓ
Mhm.
ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਫਿਸ ਆ ਇਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਉਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ
That's the honor.
yeah well you wouldn't take the key back off him he's moved offices now
Yeah,
but
obviously, yeah. Yeah,
but
yeah.
at the time I thought wow okay so he had a way of dealing with things
Mhm. Yeah, my first job
big
was
man
actually in
big man
Domino's.
thing
My first job was actually in Domino's.
was it
Now that franchise, his kids bought a Papa John's franchise. He called me to tell that.
oh
And
really
obviously, I went to see his kids and all that.
oh good that's good no apologize but Domino's one those guys
Some of them, not all of them, obviously.
but
There's a
the ones
Domino's
around
next
here
door to us.
but most of them around here is owned by the same
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gopi and
Yes.
yeah no Gopi. Wow, we got 45 seconds left. Where were we?
I think on the legal considerations, we completed that.
Did we complete it? We'll see how many minutes we got left. Actually, what time is it? Oh, we've only got about 15 minutes left. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be Abdul. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back after the break. You're listening to Ramadan Radio Wolverhampton and the Legal Clinic with me, Ejaz Ali. As I mentioned at the start of the show, we have a guest here, Gurcharan Gill, who has a few franchises, and we are talking franchises. We've gone through, his past, how he came to the country, and he came to the country less than 15 years ago. So, you know, one must think that if someone who can come to the country as a student and then make a life here and then be successful as an entrepreneur here, if someone who like that can do it, then why can't the children that grow up here, why can't they be successful here? So it's all about, I suppose. Would you agree with me, Gurcharan, that it's a lot of it is about determination and you wanting to succeed in life.
Yes.
Whereas,
It is hard work alongside smart work.
yeah, but I see here a lot of the children would be quite privileged or come from privileged backgrounds now because their parents have been working hard. I'm not saying that you weren't privileged. I mean, both your parents were doctors, so clearly you were privileged also. But for some reason, that work ethic was in you. Whereas in some people, that work ethic dies because they're living off parents' money.
It Another thing, it depends on the people you meet in life.
Mm-hmm.
My first job was when I came over here, and the person who trained me had very high work ethics.
Work ethics, yeah.
That's something I got it from him.
Okay.
And then when I came to Subway, I was trained by the person who was used to train franchises
Okay.
in first place when I was working as sandwich artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I consider myself lucky there.
Okay.
So it, it all depends the people you meet.
Yeah. Yeah. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ
Yes.
ਉਹੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਬਦਲਦੀ ਆ
Yes.
I was talking to someone about something similar. Um, there, I heard the story where there was a young lad, a young boy, say boy, 20-something-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
He went to he had friends who, so he was a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
He had friends who used to drink, etc. And their background was probably the same, but
Mm-hmm.
they were off the rails, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And his father said to him that, look, you need to stay away from these people. Oh, stay away from this one person,
Mm-hmm.
right? He said, no, Dad, he's a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
O pinda, to o pinda.
Mm-hmm.
Main to nahi pinda.
Mm-hmm.
He was he used to pray, etc. He would main to siddhe raate hain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Main to, I do my 5 times prayer and what have you, fast and everything. So I'm on the right path. If he drinking, that's up to him, not me. His dad said, right, okay, if that's what you say. Then his dad said to him, go to town, get me a box of apples. So he went to town, got a box of apples. His dad said, now go through these and see if there's any bad apple in here. So he opens the box, goes through it, finds one bad apple. His dad said, right, okay, that's fine, brother. Koi gal nahi. Wapas pa de. Sare pa de, wapas rakh de. Band karke. After a few days, he said, put le aa wapas. Right? So he get the box. He got the box. Now open it. You open it, sare kharab hoye hain. So the point he was trying to make, the father was trying to make, is one bad apple
Yeah.
can make all the good apples bad, but one good apple can't make all bad apples good.
Very
Right.
hard that is.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all about you're right. Your the friendships you keep, they make a lot of difference. If you
You tell me about 5 of your friends, I'll tell you your future.
Yeah. Well, you see all these things on social media where they say, if you hang around with, 4 good people, four rich people, you will be the fifth.
Yeah.
If you hang around with four alcoholics, you'll be the fifth.
Fifth.
If you hang around with 4 religious people, you'll be the fifth. But so again, positively, you can work positively and negatively. So yeah, so that helps. If you are one who's a type of person that's very social, the type of social circle you keep will also determine where you get in life. Yeah, now that's a little bit of good advice from you there as well.
Thank you.
Right. So we've discussed your legal obligations in the franchise.
Yes.
So what you have to do, what things you have to abide by, the rules and regulations that they have, and how strict they can be. But it's all for your own benefit.
Exactly. It help you as a businessman.
Mm.
You help your customers. They-
Yeah,
You give them good food, they come back.
yeah, they would.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, as long as everything is as the franchise tells you to do,
Yeah.
as long as you abide by them, you should not have, touch wood, you shouldn't have any issues. Everyone has issues.
Well,
Every business
that's
has
part
issues.
of life.
I think as a nation, we're a nation of moaners.
Yeah.
So complaints will. I don't think there's any business that doesn't get complaints.
And you always get the problems. It's like that's life.
Yeah, that's life. That is life.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you see ECG, it goes flat when person is not alive.
Mm. So, let's move on to the next thing. So, you own two Subway franchises, which is very impressive, I must say. Um, so, how is it running multiple franchises? How is that different to running just the one? So, when you had just the one, is there a difference in now?
It's managing more people,
Managing more people?
managing
Yeah,
bigger team now.
yeah.
That's it.
So, would you say the hardest task in any business in a business, what would you say the hardest task is? What actually
Getting right people.
getting right people?
Yeah.
Get
To
it?
work with you.
Yeah,
So you don't want someone to work for you. You want them to work with you
yeah.
with the right ethics.
Hmm.
It's very difficult to get the right people, especially this new generation.
Yes,
They have no
work
work
ethic.
ethics.
Yeah,
They are so much privileged
yeah.
from their parents. They don't know the reality of life. They
Mm.
live in dream world,
I th-
always on the phone,
yes.
TikToks, reels.
Well, I can't say they're always on TikTok. I'm on TikTok here, but
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 you're doing for a cause.
yes, of course.
You're not wasting time. They're just scrolling.
Yeah. Well, you're absolutely right. Getting right people, fine, and getting people with ethic is
I
is
try to get people with no experience.
okay.
So if it's someone's first job, if I train them,
Yeah,
high chances they will work the way I'm working.
yeah.
If someone comes with
Like a plain slate,
yeah,
so they have nothing to. Uh, they have no input,
yes,
so to speak. They have to go by what you say, because if they have their own input, if they've worked in a different type of restaurant or takeaway, they may try and
they do come with some bad habits as
bad
well.
habits. That's it. That's it. So yeah, so you prefer a plain slate,
Yeah,
so you can, you know, mold that
yeah,
mold that person into what you want,
yeah,
which is beneficial to your business.
yes.
Okay, that's a good advice there as well. Yeah, very good. So what? So people generally staff is the biggest challenge as well.
It is getting the right people.
Yeah, in any business, I feel. In
Yes.
my business also, having the right staff, it's very hard, very difficult, and then maintaining them as well. Um, 'cause-
Happy faces.
yeah,
You always need happy faces there.
yeah, yeah.
That's another thing. I never went for a medical line. You
Mm.
don't see many happy,
Happy
faces.
faces.
You only see people who are not happy.
Well,
They come down to see you.
I'll give you an example from my own business. Actually, recently, one of my staff members left for another job elsewhere. Um, this is end of January,
Mhm.
and even today, I've had a message if they want to come back, because they've realized, and they've said to me, or I've realized the grass isn't greener,
Yeah.
right? The flexibility that they had with me
Mhm.
and the type of boss that I am, I'm more relaxed. My way of thinking has always been, as long as you do your job right and do it good, fine. You know, if you want to come in a bit late, fine, I'm happy with that. If you want to pop out to get something, you feel like a paratha or something, go get it. Fine,
Yeah.
no worries. But as long as my client is not disappointed in you, as long as you are uh, the role that you are employed for, as long as that's fulfilled
Mhm.
to its full potential, that's all I'm bothered about. So as long as I don't get complaints from clients and they're happy with you, that's me. I'm happy with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they've realized that where they've gone, it's not the same. They've gone to a bigger place, actually, bigger place, but it's not the same. The culture is different, and they said, "Oh, I can't work here."
That's the main thing. The culture, the way you work with your team members.
Yeah, yeah. Um, you know,
There is a food chain uh, quite close to one of my store. I wouldn't name it.
mm,
Uh, since I bought that store, five of the managers have changed.
oh really?
Yes.
Because they're not doing too well.
Well,
Or
probably the
are you
work.
taking the business from them?
It's not that. It's probably the work culture there.
Okay.
They put so much pressure on managers.
Yeah.
As they become manager,
Yeah.
in couple of months they leave.
Yeah.
Uh, I got the team members who joined me in very first day. They're
Mhm.
still with me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, likewise, my staff, majority of my staff, has been with me for years. My head of conveyancing, for instance, he's been with me since 2016. No, 15. 15. So 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
So he's been with me for 10 years. So, that's a long time. He's been with me for 10 years. There's another guy, 7 years, 6 years, 8 years. Yeah. So there's about 4 or 5 of them who've been with me for a long time. So, yeah, it's because A, they're comfortable,
Yeah.
and B, obviously, they know that things aren't greener elsewhere. But people want to try. They always,
You can't stop. You don't want to stop others from progress.
yeah, of course.
Let them.
Okay.
If anyone comes to me with a notice, I'm more than happy to take that.
Mm.
Why should I stop someone from trying something else? It might work better for them.
Yeah.
And if
yeah.
it doesn't, I'm always there.
Yeah, exactly. Right, okay. So, are there any? Well, tell you what. Get on to the final part because we've not got long left now. So, I'll. Are there any common pitfalls in in franchises?
Money.
Money. Okay.
They all take certain cut from your sale.
Yeah.
Even if you don't make, most of the franchises, they take cut on the sale, not
Mhm.
on the profit.
Okay.
So regardless if you make profit or not, they're gonna take their cut.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They would. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's-
even if you're, the problem is they don't take cut of the loss,
yeah,
only the profit.
only the sale.
Yeah. Oh, on the sale,
On the
isn't it? It's
sale,
not the
yes.
profit.
No, it's on the sale.
It's on the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So when you're starting off, say for instance, you bought a pre-running one.
Yes.
Were both of yours pre-running?
Yes.
Okay. So that you had an advantage there, I suppose.
Well, my second one was deep in loss.
Oh, okay. Okay. That was a risk to take then.
You have to.
Take risk to do well. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He added value to the business. It's doing pretty well now. Obviously, I did my homework for that before I bought that. I went in the area for a week or so, looked around, did my search,
Okay.
and I found where the guy was lacking who had the store before me.
Nice. Okay. Right. So thank you, Gurcharan. We're coming to the end. Thank you, Gurcharan, for sharing the valuable insights. It's clear that understanding the legal side of franchising is crucial to success, and franchising itself, having a good understanding of it is crucial. So thank you for your final thoughts as well. Unless you have anything else to say, and your reflection on your journey was pretty good. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with our listeners and viewers. Thank you again for joining us today, and hope to see you guys again next year. So from me, as this is my last show for this Ramadan, Eid Mubarak in advance, and thank you, Gurcharan, for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye.